Namaste students, hope you all are fit and fine at your home. So today we are going to discuss our last topic of this chapter, that is corrosion. Okay, so the name of our topic is corrosion. See dear students, you have seen around you that the surfaces of many metals, it going to dull day by day. Why it happens? Because as it is exposed into the atmosphere, after exposed in atmosphere, its brightness is going to dull. Okay, why it happens? It is just because of the attack of air and water which is present already in the environment, and due to the reaction of air and water which is present in environment, they form an undesirable compound, and generally that undesirable compound is the oxide, and that undesirable compound is known as the corrosion. Okay, so what is corrosion here? It is the undesirable compound. It is the undesirable compound which is formed due to attack of air or water. Okay, or in simple way you can say that corrosion is a process in which the slowly eating up of metal due to the attack of air and moisture, air or water into the atmosphere. Okay, so we can write that slowly eating up of metal surfaces due to the attack of air or water into the atmosphere. So it is the corrosion. See, one more thing, that what are the basic conditions and what are the main requirement. The main conditions for corrosion is it is presence of air and presence of water, or we can say moisture also, means both are required for this process. So let me tell you how we can prove it. You just need to take 3 test tubes. Suppose we have 3 test tubes, A, test tube B and test tube C. You can write here, it's the A, B and C. Okay, in the first one we have to pour some water, and with water some iron nails are present here. Okay, and then cover it with the help of cork. Again in the second test tube we have to take the distilled water. It is distilled water. Again the iron nails, and pour some oil drop. Okay, we have to pour some oil drop on it. Suppose it is the oil drop. Again rubber cork. In third test tube we have to take the anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride, and we have to remove all air from it, and again rubber cork. Sorry. No air is there, it is dry air. sorry, here air present plus simple water. What is in second test tube? Air, it is the oil drop and it is distilled water. And in third one we need to take the anhydrous calcium chloride. What do you mean by anhydrous here? Anhydrous mean to say which is dry, in which moisture is completely removed, in which no water droplet is present. Okay, so it is a anhydrous calcium chloride. And in the upper one we have to remove all the air from the test tube, because if air is present here, or anhydrous calcium chloride can react with that air and it can moisten the solution. Okay, so dry air and anhydrous calcium chloride is present here, and in all these three test tube we have put rubber cork. All these are rubber cork. Now what is our work? Our main thing is we have to see that in all these three test tube we have iron nails. Okay, in the first test tube iron nails are poured into the simple water and air is also present here. In second one distilled water is there plus oil drop, no air, and here air is present. In third one anhydrous calcium chloride and no air is present here. So now you need to observe what you have to observe. At last you will observe that in test tube A, the rusting of the iron nails only in test tube A, but in test tube B and C there is no rusting on the iron nails. Why it happens? Why it is so? See, because in this case air and water both are present. We know that for the corrosion process it is the main important requirement, air and water. Okay, that means for corrosion presence of air and presence of water or moisture, you can say both the things are very important for this process. But in case of second test tube air and water both are present, but what is the difference? Here oil droplets are there, and what is the work of this oil droplet? These oil droplets are preventing the air to mix with water. Okay, that means water is alone here, no air is mixed in the water, and it's the reason that our iron nails are not rusted in the test tube B. Now see here in test tube C, only anhydrous calcium chloride is present and dry air is present. That means no water is present, no air is present, means both the conditions are absent in test tube C. Okay, so we can say only rusting will take place only in test tube A. In case of B and C no rusting is there, and according to this we can say that for corrosion process two main requirements are there. First is presence of oxygen should be there, presence of oxygen. Second one presence of water should be there, or moisture you can say. Okay, so you might have heard about some examples of the rusting or corrosion. Let me tell you some example. See beta, you might have seen the silver jewelry. In this silver article or silver ornament, have you seen that the bright surface of the silver article after some time it started to blacken? उसकी जो upper surface है it started to go black in color. Why it happens? Because the silver react with the sulfur which is present in atmosphere, and after reacting with sulfur it make a silver sulfide layer on the silver article, and due to that layer the color of the silver from silvery to black, it is converted from silver color to black color. Okay, so what will be the formula? Silver, what will be the color? Why silver color is black after some time? It is just because of corrosion and due to the formation of sulfide layer on the silver. What will be the formula? It is Ag2S. Okay, Ag it's the symbol for silver, S for the sulfur. Okay, so it's silver sulfide. Okay. Secondly, we can talk about the copper. You might have seen about the copper ornaments, copper articles. Have you seen that the color of the copper after some time it started to go on green in color? Why it happens? Because copper react with the carbon dioxide in the form of moisture which is present in the atmosphere or into the environment, and due to the attack of carbon dioxide, copper form a copper carbonate and it forms a green color layer on it. Okay. See, after corrosion, the color of copper carbonate is the green. It will make the formation of rusting like this into CuOH twice. Means with carbon dioxide and with moisture which is present into the atmosphere, it will be the complete formula for the corrosion of the copper article or any copper object. Okay. So, what will be the color? It will be converted into green in color. It is black in color. Next is iron. Iron is very common and you all are familiar about the rusting of iron. Okay. You might have seen at your home about your iron gate, iron windows, many things are there, many articles are there at our home which are made up of iron, and in starting the surface appearance is bright and after some time, and it is shiny in appearance, but after some time with the passage of time it started to go on dull and fade up. Why it happens? It happens just because of this process, corrosion process it is. See, we know that when iron react with the iron and moisture which is present in atmosphere, it gives a formation of Fe2O3 into X molecule of water, and you might have seen that some brown flaky substance is formed. Some brown flaky substance is formed on the iron object, and what is the name of that brown flaky substance? It's called rust. Okay, it is called rust. So these are some examples those who belongs to the corrosion process. First is silver. After corrosion its color converted into black in color due to the sulfide layer on silver. Second is copper. In starting color of copper is brown in color it is, but after corrosion or after rusting its color is converted into green because it reacts with the carbon dioxide and moisture which is present into the atmosphere. Last one, you all are familiar about this, that when iron react with oxygen and water it gives the formation of this one, rusting of iron. It is a brown flaky substance which is called rust. Okay. So now question is that how we can prevent the corrosion process, कि इससे बचा कैसे जा सकते हैं. There are many methods to prevent the corrosion, as you have seen at your home to your parents, that how so one by one we have to discuss about the process, that how we can prevent the corrosion process. See, but for the preventing of corrosion process, generally we use many points. Suppose we can use oiling process, painting, we can use greasing, by electroplating we can prevent, by chromoplating means a layer of chromium is deposited on the object. Chromoplating, galvanization, it is a very important process and you already have heard about this word in your 8th class also. Anodizing process and alloying process also, alloy. Okay. So here these are some methods by which we can prevent the corrosion process: by oiling, by painting, by greasing, by electroplating, by chromoplating, by galvanization, by anodizing and by alloying. Means these are some method by which, and by using such type of methods we can prevent objects from the rusting or from corrosion process. Okay. So see here, what is galvanization? It's a very important term. It is the galvanization. What happened in galvanization? In which iron is coated with the zinc layer. Okay, especially in case of galvanization process, whenever you are talking about the galvanization process, that means in that case we need the a zinc layer on the iron object. Okay, so simply you need to write that coating of zinc on iron article, on iron articles are called galvanization. Okay. So see, but one more point is there, as we have written at last about the alloying, and we know that alloying is a very important process by which we can change the property of the metals. First of all, we need to learn that what is alloy. It should be clear to you firstly. What is alloy? In our previous class also you have discussed about alloy, that in metals and in second chapter, in which metal, non-metals and metalloids we have discussed. See, what is alloy? It is just a homogeneous mixture of two metal, or we can say one metal or one non-metal, and it can be two non-metals also. Okay, that means alloy is a homogeneous mixture of मेटल और नॉन मेटल, और मेटल वी कैन से टू मेटल्स को भी हम उसमें कंबाइन कर सकते हैं, टू नॉन मेटल को मिक्स कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज वन मेटल और वन नॉन मेटल. ओके, ऑल थिंग्स वी कैन टेक मिक्सचर ऑफ मेटल्स, मेटल और मेटल, अदरवाइज वी कैन से मेटल और नॉन मेटल, मेटल और नॉन मेटल. And why we need to do this process? Because we know that alloy is a very important process by which we can improve the quality or improve the properties of the metal. As if we talk about iron, pure iron is very soft and it can easily stretch after giving heat. Okay, so just after mixing carbon or any another metal we can make it hard, because if we have to add some carbon in iron it will become hard. Okay, which can change its property completely. Okay, if we have to add some carbon in it, it can make it hard. See, iron is used when we have to add the iron with nickel and chromium. It gives the formation of stainless steel. It gives the formation of stainless steel. Okay, because we know that iron के ऊपर जो हमारे पास है rusting, it's very easy, because iron is a metal on which water and oxygen react very fastly. But if we have to add some nickel and chromium in it, it gives the formation of stainless steel. That means it can prevent it from rusting process also. Okay, same thing if we talk about some other metals like brass, bronze. These are in this case copper plus zinc. In case of bronze also copper and tin we need to add. See, these are the alloy. We know metal, when we have to mix two metals, it gives the formation of a homogeneous mixture which is called alloy. Okay, same thing in case of bronze, copper plus tin. If we are adding both the metals, it will give the formation of bronze, and which is the formation of a homogeneous mixture which is called alloy. Okay, so now question is that why we need to do the alloy process. There are many points that why we need to do alloy process. First reason is to increase the resistance to corrosion. First is to increase the resistance to corrosion. Second one is to modify its chemical properties. To modify its chemical properties. Third one is to decrease the melting point. To increase its tensile strength. And fifth one is to produce good casting. To produce good casting. So why we need for the alloy process? Okay, to alloy process it's very important for all these purpose because it is very important and very helpful for us, and main thing it is the very important process which can prevent our source or articles from the corrosion process. Okay, first is to increase the resistance to corrosion. ओके कि कोरोजन होने से उसकी रेजिस्टिविटी को और इंक्रीज कर देता है कि कोरोजन की जो प्रोसेस है दैट विल गो टू वेरी स्लो. सेकेंड वन टू मॉडिफाई इट्स केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी, टू चेंज द केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी, to decrease its melting point because we know that the melting point of any pure thing is the high, but if it is a mixture of any two or more than two metals it will be decreased. Next is to increase its tensile strength. Okay, last one is to produce good casting. Okay, so beta it is the end of our chapter, that is metals and non-metals. Okay, hope you got each and everything whatever you got through your video lectures. Okay, so soon we will get the next chapter, that is carbon and its compound, and soon you will get the PDF of the notes and chapters. Okay, till then thank you and have a nice day.